Hello and welcome to a Physionic video. Today we will be answering the question of how many calories or how much energy do our organs use. So we're going to go through each one of the main organs: brain, heart, liver, kidneys, etc., and then we're going to go and give an actual value for how many calories or how much energy is used by each one of those organs. So if that's what you're interested in, then in a short, sweet, science-based video, we will answer that question. Let's get to it. So what are the most energetically expensive organs? So we're going to go in order here. Our liver is actually the most energetically expensive organ. It uses the most energy, and that makes sense because it has to metabolize through a lot of different things. Our second one is our brain. And the third one is other organs, so like skin, for example. The next one after that is skeletal muscle, and the next one is then kidneys, and the final one that we'll be covering is the heart. So the heart is the lowest, liver is the highest. I was a little surprised. I thought that the brain might be the number one, but apparently it's the number two. So now that we have our actual pecking order, we can actually go through and look at the percentages and the actual numbers. And to do that, we're going to take an example. So we're going to assume that your maintenance calories are 2,000 calories. So your total daily energy expenditure, your TDEE, which is what you would consume to maintain a stable weight, is 2,000 calories. It could be certainly different for you. I know it's different for me. Mine is around 3,600, but we're going to stick to 2,000 because it's easier to do the math for. So 2,000 calories, and then we can look at the percentages. But before we do that, we need to understand that these organs use energy, but it's not from your TDEE, it's actually from your BMR, your basal metabolic rate. And your basal metabolic rate is essentially just the energy that your body uses on a day-to-day basis when you are at complete rest. So when you're not moving, when you're not doing anything, that's the amount of energy. And that can equate to about 50 to 70% of your total metabolism. So 50 to 70% of that TDEE. So what we need to do is find 70% of 2,000. So that's 1,400 calories. So that's what we need to be basing things off of. So that 1,400 calories, then we can get the percentages for each organ system. Now the first one is the liver. So the liver uses roughly about 27% of our BMR, so makes up 27% of our BMR, which is roughly about 378 calories. And the next one is the brain, and the brain uses about 19%, which equates to about 266 calories. And then if we just go quick, kind of a quick machine gun style, the other organs are 19%, skeletal muscle is 18%, and then if we go to the kidneys, we're talking about 10%, and the heart then brings up the rear with the last one at 7%. So I will have all those numbers, hopefully I've got all those numbers up on the screen for you to look at, but it gives you a perspective for how much each organ is using, and you know, where all that energy is being distributed and how our bodies ends up using that energy. And I thought that was really interesting. That's an interesting way to look at your basal metabolic rate. And just one more time, basal metabolic rate is not your overall maintenance calories. It's a vast majority of those, but it's not the only thing. So there you have it. Those are the numbers, those are the percentages, those are the numbers, and of course those percentages, once you find your TDEE, you want to get 70% of that, or somewhere between 50 and 70% of that, and then you can take the percentages for each organ system and figure out roughly how much your organs are using of the energy that you are intaking. Pretty cool. I think that's really cool, actually. Okay, so with that said, I shall leave. Hopefully you found the video informative. If you did, I would really appreciate it if you subscribe to the channel, like and share the video, and I will hopefully have the pleasure of seeing you in the next one. Have a good one. See ya.